Not good, guys. We're looking at a potential torn ACL for J.K. Dobbins right now. We're going to talk about that, talk about the implications, what happens. Gus Edwards, we got to go through it all. But J.K. Dobbins looks like he is a torn ACL, torn PCL, structural damage of some kind. We know it's there. You can watch the footage. His knee hyperextends. He drops to the ground. He grabs the knee. He's looking to, like, it's got, see, when you tear your ACL, you oftentimes have pain on the side and the back of your knee. And there's pressure. And you actually don't feel any pain from a torn ACL, from a controlled torn ACL. Because what happens in that case is if you had a controlled torn ACL, it would snap, you'd feel pressure, but there would be no pain. Pain happens when there's other structural damage. A lot of times when you tear an ACL, here's the ACL. When you tear the ACL, you basically have some kind of hyperextension that's happening, which is what snaps the ACL. When you snap the ACL and you're going like that, you're damaging meniscus. You're tearing meniscus. You're tearing an MCL. You're tearing an LCL. You have the ACL, MCL, LCL. 3 major ligaments right there. And then the PCL. And when you tear that ACL, there's damage somewhere else because you're bending the knee in a direction that you shouldn't be bending it. I'm pretty sure he tore his ACL. We don't know for certain. We're speculating. But this does not look good. This does not look good for J.K. Dobbins. It is bad. And hopefully you have Gus Edwards if you do end up owning J.K. But this isn't good. I'm going to hit the intro and then we're going to talk about the ramifications. Get your popcorn ready. We got some football still to go over. We've got some sleepers, breakouts, stuff like that. We're going to go over last minute draft tips for those of you drafting this weekend. Of course, we got the bad news, but we still got to talk about some of the good stuff. We still got to hit some of the sleepers, get you ready for your drafts. And if you haven't drafted, you'll be able to avoid this situation, but it does pull a lot of other people up. So running backs could get even more scarce in that top 15, top 20 overall, which introduces the opportunity to maybe take Najee Harris even higher than we all thought we might.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show.
Smitty! Take a lap. What's going on, everybody? Not good news. Not good news. Likely torn ACL, MCL, PCL, meniscus, major structural damage done to this knee, based on what I'm seeing. Anything's possible. We're still awaiting, an official report. But J.K. Dobbins, as I explained right at the top, potentially tore, I think, his ACL or potentially his MCL, depending on how that thing happened. Now, it's harder to tear the PCL. Typically, your knee goes a certain way that pops that PCL, but it's usually an ACL on the hyperextension. So his knee hyperextends, the ACL pops, and there's usually, in football, soccer, you can tear your ACL in a controlled setting on the ground. Player lands on your knee, pops the ACL. A soccer player might pop up and not know he's torn his ACL because there's no actual pain when you tear your ACL in a controlled setting, like against the ground or something unusual like that. When you feel pain, it's because you've done a whole bunch of other damage all around. There's swelling, and what happens is that swelling, it happens quick. That knee swells up real fast, and if there's a torn MCL, there's torn cartilage, torn meniscus, causes all kinds of pressure and pain all over the place. And when you tear your ACL, you typically have that sharp pain in the back, and there's swelling in the back, and you have meniscus tear, and it didn't look good. He was reaching to the back of the knee. He was reaching to the front. He was kind of looked like he was grabbing, trying to get to the center of the knee where the pain was, because there was swelling all around. And then he grabbed the back of the ACL, right to the back of the leg at the very end of the clip that I saw. Not good news. Not good news. Seems like he's done. we could be surprised. There could be just a torn cartilage or something, and then maybe he's only missing, several, a good month or something. But it didn't look like that. It looked like a structural damage situation. The way he was grabbing his knee, the way he was helped off, the way he, literally had no control over putting weight on that leg. So Gus Edwards definitely goes up in value. What does this mean for Gus? I mean, he's got a lot of value right now. I don't know if he's on your waiver wire. You need to grab him. I don't know how I feel about Gus Edwards, like in terms of where I draft him yet. I got to digest this a little bit. I'm not taking him like in the third round or something crazy, but I think the real people taking advantage of the situation, not that it's, we got to talk about it from a fantasy perspective. I'm not trying to be, shallow or insensitive. I cover it from a business and from a fantasy football analyst perspective. So please, if anybody's going to come in here and be like, stop talking about injury right now, a guy just went down, like this show is about that. So, you got to know that when you walk in the door here. Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. Gus Edwards probably goes into the low-end running back 2 range with upside for a lot more, okay? Upside for a lot more. But I think we got to be careful not to take him, anywhere near J.K. Dobbins' old value. I think that would be a little bit high. That would be a little reactive. But what does this do? More importantly, what's this do for... Let's talk about this. What does this do for the other players in that second round and first round? Let's break down on the board here what we're looking at. So you had the first round, you had the second round, the third round, and the fourth round. Let's talk about the impact of this trade and what it does. It moves in the second round value. So we got to pinpoint where JK was going. JK Dobbins was going right around this range, 2.12 to 3.2. Okay? So we'll just shade this part in. This is where JK was going. This equals JK. JK was going in that range. Now what happens? I'll tell you what happens. CEH. Let me move this out of the way. CEH, his value goes up. Not by 1 or 2 picks, by a lot. Gibson, his value goes up. Not by 1 or 2 picks, he goes up by a lot. Najee Harris, his value goes up. So let's draw the second round now and just break down the second round. So CEH is going right about here. This is round 2. CH is going right about here in round 2. This is 2.1. This is 2.12. This is the third round. CEH goes up, I'd say, by 2 or 3 picks. Harris, probably being had around this 2.4 range on the regular. Harris now goes up 2 or 3 draft slots, if not completely into round 1. It would not shock me at all, and I believe I'm going to be right on this. It would not shock me at all if this single injury, one injury, vaults Najee Harris into the regular 1.12 pick. And the reason I say that is this, okay? Because a lot of you are going to say, well, how is that possible, Smitty? How does one guy going down cause a guy to go from 2.4 up to the first round? Scarcity. When a player goes down in a scarce position, like running back, it makes everybody freak out. Anybody contemplating a wide receiver approach in 2021 is probably saying, no, screw that. Anybody that was going to go running back wide receiver might start saying, I don't know that I want to do that. I might want to get a running back. It has a cascading effect down from round 1 into round 2, and people are going to be extremely cautious now walking into 2021 with running backs. Because if you look at it, we've got Akers off the board. We've got JK probably off the board. We need confirmation, but JK probably off the board. You had MT get removed as a wide receiver in round 2, 3. You've had these 3 guys get raptured from the top like 30 overall. But these two specifically are the guys that were going above, or right around the guys in this range. So I really, really believe you're going to see a cascading effect down all the running backs in round 2, which is going to be a shame, and it's going to cause panic. I firmly believe, I'm going to put this on screen, and we adjust and adapt. If you don't adjust and adapt in this game we play called fantasy football, you're going to get left behind. You have to be able to say, this is how I feel now. This is what I'm willing to do now. And I just talked to 3 or 4 people today and had this conversation with them. And I said, I'm feeling more and more like I want to put Harris in the 7 to 10 range overall. And now I believe with this injury, it's time to move Najee Harris into that range, because running backs are going to be scarce in round 2. You may not be able to from this point forward, from today forward. And this just doesn't mean because I like JK or I wanted to draft JK. I did. I wanted to draft JK in a lot of leagues. I have a couple drafts coming up. I would have taken JK in at least one of those drafts. What I think I'm going to do in a lot of leagues coming up, and let me show you my plan. I am going to where's my little screen picture? I don't know where it went. Okay. I'm going to, in round 1, recommend that a lot of you late drafters right now, hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. I'm going to recommend that this be Najee Harris territory. And it's not because of anything other than other people's reactions in this range for running back. Everybody's reaction to this news, everyone's going to overreact to running back in round 2. And if you're not prepared, you're going to be left behind. Najee Harris, before this injury today, I was talking to several people. One was media. I don't know if media is in here right now. That this feels more and more doable, because in this situation, if you go Ridley, if you go in this range, Justin Jefferson, because running backs start getting scooped up more. So in round 3, you consider JJ if he falls, because people are going to start scooping up running backs. I love walking out of my draft with these 2 players as my number 1 and number 2 overall players. If you go wide receiver right here instead of Harris, you walk out with Adams, sure. But what's your running back 2? What's your running back 1? Who's your running back after you grab Adams? So if you grab Adams in round 1, who's your running back? If Clyde's gone, you got no Clyde. If Harris is gone, you got no Harris. Gibson's going to get pulled up into the top 14. You're screwed. You're screwed at running back. I'm all about best player available, but I'm also about being predictive. And I'm just saying, it might not be bad to pull the trigger on Najee Harris at 7 to 10, then re-enter the best player available approach. Take Najee at 7 to 10. It's safe. Think about if you got Adams at number... Let me do 2 side-by-side drafts. I know I keep erasing this. Okay, here's scenario 1. Scenario 1. You take Adams here. You miss out on your running back here. And you don't get Gibson. He's gone. CEH. He's gone. Harris. He's gone. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss out on that player right here. So what are you gonna get? A Mixon? Who are you gonna get here? I'm not doing this. My new scenario, my new plan of attack, if I don't get Zeke Elliott, if I don't get any of my top 5 running backs, my new plan of attack is to go Najee Harris and then either DK, Ridley, Justin Jefferson, because these two I feel super confident about. These two I walk out of my draft with one of these 3 wide receivers and Harris, and I feel completely solid. Eckler might climb too. 3 Ronan. Eckler's going to climb. Everyone's going to climb. People are going to freak out. People are going to freak out. Harris is my new favorite, 7 to 10. It's a shame. And for a lot of people saying that this is why you don't draft early, injuries can happen on September 9. Injuries can happen on September 20. So it's irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant to me. It sucks when it happens to you. I have JK in a couple leagues. Like I'm not happy. Of course I'm not happy, but the benefits of drafting early still far outweigh the benefits of drafting late. I'd rather take advantage of all the things people don't know in earlier August. I'd rather take advantage of stealing away CeeDee Lamb over and over. So I don't want to have a conversation. I get some of you like to wait. That's fine. That's preference. Like waiting's fine. Some people are too anxious to take a chance and roll the dice and try and play bigger risk and have much more higher reward. I get it. If you're conservative, if you're just Mr. Conservative and you want to draft literally the night before draft day, I get it. I understand you. I'm not going to fight you on it. But this doesn't detour for the people saying, see, this is why you don't draft. No, injuries happen all the time. Did you think I wouldn't expect an injury to happen? Of course I do. He is out for the season. Please tell me he'll play. Is he out for the season? I mean, we don't know, bro. We got to wait for testing, but it didn't look good. He looks like he's out. I appreciate the super chat, by the way. Damn, what happened to my boy? He's down, bro. Looks like a torn ACL. It sucks. It sucks, Adam. Why start at a disadvantage before the season even starts? Because your guys don't always get hurt, bro. So it's much better, in my opinion, like I said over and over and over, to take advantage of the things you can control and these things you can't control. This could happen in week 1. This really is irrelevant. Like anyone can draft J.K. Dobbins right now. If Pat Mahomes steps back and tears his ACL tomorrow, that can happen during the season or before. Just because it happened before kickoff doesn't change the fact that you have the same odds of drafting J.K. and him getting hurt in week 3. So it doesn't really matter. Who had Dobbins in the Throne League? I forget, bro. We'll have to look in a minute. But it's awful. It's horrible news. But I'm telling you right now, Najee Harris, Najee boy, is now my favorite 7 to 10 running back. And I've wavered on where to take him. I've never wavered on Najee Harris for one of the haters in the room here. Never wavered on Najee. I've wavered on where to take him. And it did float down from about 10, 11, 12 into 12, 13, 14. But now he's back in the 7 to 10. It's the safest running back play you can make. I don't care about Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year failing us. There's a big difference between Najee Harris and Clyde Edwards-Helaire in terms of what we see, the amount of volume Najee's going to get. Najee Harris is in line for a boatload of work. Najee Harris is in line for probably top 3, top 4 overall touches in 2021 as a rookie. He will probably lead the league out of all running backs for touches or be top 3 as a rookie. As a rookie. So if you're at the 7 spot, Mamba, and Zeke Elliott's gone, this is your man right here, Najee Harris. If you're sitting at the 9 spot and you don't want to go Adams, Najee Harris. If you want to walk out of your second round not in a panic, taking Mixon or somebody like that because Gibson is gone. Gibson floats to 13 overall or 12 overall. Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes at 13 or 12 overall. and you don't want to be left without a running back that you like. And I tell you, best player available, and some people might say, well, why are you telling people to take Najee Harris at number 7 or 9 or 8 or 10 or 11 or 12? Because right now, given the climate of the running back, given the reactions I predict from everyone out there, Najee Harris becomes the best player available. It's all packaged into that. That's not just something where I just cast it aside. It revolves. Best player available is determined by a lot of things. And for someone to think that Najee Harris is no longer the best player available, this man right here at 7 to 10, I walked a guy through a draft today. He took Najee Harris at number, I believe it was 7 or 8. And this is before the injury too. So I was already inching toward this. And as soon as he took him at 7, the room laughed. He told me the room chuckled. The room chuckled. They said, Najee Harris, you could have got him later. Najee Harris is a fantastic reach. It's a great reach to make because you're talking about a guy that has top 5 running back appeal, top 5 to 6 overall appeal, and he's probably one of the safest running backs in fantasy football 2021 for touches. My only concern with Najee Harris is that he could get hurt and hit a rookie wall. That part worries me. That part worries me a lot because these college running backs are used to a shorter season. That's why when they hit double-digit weeks, they tend to hit a rookie wall, wear down, slow down. But if they don't get hurt, they can push through, break through the wall, and finish very strongly in like weeks 14, 15, 16. My hope is that's what happens with Najee Harris. There is injury risk with Najee Harris getting overworked as a rookie, not used to a 17-game season. But I love what they're doing with him. I love how they're passing the football to him. I love how he's absorbed the passing game and also absorbed pass protection skills, and the guy's ready to rumble. He's not like Clyde, where Clyde was put in a situation where we're all drafting him top 7 to 10, top 6 to 10, and he didn't have time to learn pass protection. He didn't have time to learn the playbook. He was one-dimensional walking into week 1. We thought, oh, he'll learn it as he goes. That was a mistake on all of our parts because he was loved by everybody in the fantasy football community come week 1. There was really nobody that hated Clyde, at least on a grand scale of any kind. He had probably the least amount of hate going on heading into week 1. People loved Clyde, and for good reason. Clyde's going to tear it up in 2021. This increases the value of Clyde. This increases the demand of Clyde. Hence why I think you have to take one of the running backs you feel can carry you week in and week out, be one of the contending touch leaders in the NFL at the running back position. Najee Harris is your man. If you're stuck at 7 to 10, you don't know what to do, now you know what to do. This volume king right here will be your savior. He will put you back on course so that instead of going Adams and then in round 2 you miss Gibby, CEH, and you miss out on Harris, you go Harris early, you forego the Adams or Hill pick, and you say to yourself, well, at my second round pick, I've got a plethora of wide receivers that actually are just as capable as Adams and Hill. Maybe even Diggs. Man, if Diggs fell. And the weird thing is you might say, well, you take a player off the board, Smitty. You take a player off the board, isn't Diggs going to climb? Maybe not, because if you take one player off the board, so here's JK, you take JK off the board, you would think, oh, that's going to pull all these guys up. Not necessarily. DK's ADP probably goes down a couple spots. Ridley's ADP probably goes down a couple spots. Jefferson's down a couple spots. Diggs down a couple spots because Gibby goes up. CEH goes up. All these, you can't even read that. Gibby goes up. Let's start over again. Just start over. Round 1, round 2. My fear is that it's going to look like this. Harris, Gibby, CEH. Can you spell today? What am I having, a stroke? What the heck? It's smearing though. CEH. All of these guys go up in value. My fear is their ADPs will settle somewhere in this range right here. Not in every league, but that leaves you Ridley, JJ, AJ Brown, Diggs, DK, all probably going down a spot or so if these guys are moving up a spot or two. So your odds of landing one of these guys in round 2 are a lock, 100%. The odds of landing one of these guys in round 2 are very slim to none. So take Harris in round 1, take one of these guys like Justin Jefferson in round 2. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. If you see your name in the league, bro, so if you go to a sleeper app and you look at the league and you see you're there, then you're good to go, bro. And you see the countdown to the draft, you're good to go. Take a lap, Smitty. Why? Why? Because JK got hurt? I don't understand that. Okay. My kid's drawing looks way better than Smitty's. Can we get a mock draft tonight? We might have to, MSK. We might have to mock draft. This sucks, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's not good. It's not good. But I'm telling you right now, everyone needs to, in round 1, draft Najee Harris right here. He is now your 1.7 to 1.10 pick in 2021. What questions you got for me? Let's go rapid fire style. Oh, for the CEH scribble? Yeah, I couldn't. I was having like a seizure. CH. You know, it's harder than it looks to write and speak at the same time. So if I'm saying, if I say CEH and I'm writing CEH, it is a lot harder than you think. It's like playing the drums with one, you're playing, you're hitting the cymbal, you're hitting the snare. Like, to do two different things at once is really, really hard. And people don't realize that when you're speaking and writing, it's harder than it looks. Where are we taking Gus Edwards? Not sure, bro. Not sure. If I had to guess, I would say low-end running back 2 value, but I don't know that I love it. I don't know that I absolutely love that value. It's tough to say. JT as well. Great call, Kyle. In fact, let's do a mock draft. Let's do a mock draft right now. Let's do a mock draft. Let's see what we would do. And I'm going to grab this 7 pick. Let's see what it looks like. Let's let Najee Harris fall to 7 and let's build a team. Let's let Smitty build a team with Najee Harris at 7. Let's try it. I'll drop the link right now. Okay, I'm going to drop the link in. Let's see here. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to copy this link and set it down. Can't believe Dobbins is out for the year. That sucks. Okay, let me drop this in. Can't believe. Hit the thumbs up. 37. We got 173 people in here and only 30 thumbs up, and I'm doing a mock draft. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If we can get that up to 100 likes, I'll do a second mock draft. 100 likes, second mock draft. Go. All right, here we go. Why is Prime jumping back and forth? Jordan says preseason, man. Glad my league's drafting next week, brother. Elliot, MSK. Barkley, here we go. Let's try Najee Harris. Najee. Hold on, let me pause this and set the timer slower. Pause draft. Hold on. We don't need to go 10 seconds. We're trying the Najee from the 7 spot. And we'll see how the team looks. My anticipation in real world settings, people, is that you're going to see less wide receivers go between 7 and the 2.6, which is why I don't like waiting on Gibson. We already see Hill and Adams falling a little further. Adams was going back around 7, 8, 9. Now Adams is going at 11 and Hill's going at 10. Caribbean says, I'm still taking Diggs, baby. There goes Eckler. This is crazy, man. JK is one of my favorite players in 2021. We did talk about how he had that potential bust factor, though. Whether it was, a little bit of injury concern, volume concern. But he was worth it. We couldn't have seen this injury coming. He was worth it. So running backs available right here. Clyde's gone. See how the running backs are. Let's pause this real quick. And let's just analyze this. Because the whole point of this mock isn't so we can do a mock. It's to talk about this situation. We will do a mock after this. But examine what has happened to the running back landscape, people. LB wants an apology video for what? For what, LB? You're not going to get an apology out of me. For what? Because J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL? Get me out of your mind. Harris, 1.7. Look at the running backs left. Joe Mixon. There's J.K. It's so sad. Swift. Jacobs. Miles Sanders. Carson. Montgomery. It's a different level. It's a different level. It's a different level of running back. But when you go to wide receiver, it's still loaded. It's still loaded with 3 guys, in my opinion. 4 guys that could be number 1 overall. 4 guys could be number 1 overall that are still left at 2.6. It is almost reckless to not go Najee Harris at 1.7. Almost reckless. And so, because of that reason, I am drafting a wide receiver here. I'm resuming draft. I'm going to go ahead and punch. Let's punch Justin Jefferson here. Kelsey and Barkley. Interesting. Henry Metcalf, atta boy. Zeke Elliott's gonna. It's funny how this is gonna boost a lot of people's values. People are gonna look for safety. It's not official, Derek. We don't know. We couldn't know. They're doing tests, but right now it does not look good. It could be meniscus, maybe. I mean, that's a best case scenario. We're not sure. It just looked bad. It looked really, really bad. It did not look like something he's going to recover from this year, but we don't know for certain. We don't. There were times where Dalvin Cook looked like he suffered as bad an injury. Yeah, we'll see where that's what we're doing right here. We're going to see where Gus Edwards goes. Look at the wide receiver run. No one wants to take a running back anymore. Nobody wants to take a running back anymore. Look at that. From 2.8 down, all the way down the rest of the round, nobody liked the running backs that were available. That's what I'm saying. The second round's a disaster for running backs, except for at the very top. Adam, thanks for the super chat. Adam says, is top of the third too early for Monty? No. Kamara, AJ Brown, and who? Yes, Sebastian, go get Gus Edwards off waivers right this second, bro. He could have 1,000 yards and easily 1,000 yards rushing and I don't know 6, 7, 8 touchdowns. I mean, he could definitely have that. I mean, there's never good news when someone goes down like this, guys. But the one thing you have to do, is adapt and react and change your thinking. And I'm telling you right now, the landscape for running back has just been altered big time. You have to react to it. I'm on the clock. Now, notice for a second, I just went Najee Harris. I reached. Hilarious, right? I reached for Najee Harris at 1.7, but look how balanced my team looks. So you can self-correct. You take two very good and safe players in your opinion, whatever the players may be. You don't have to agree with Jefferson. You could have taken DK or Hopkins or AJ Brown. Use the process, not the players. But look how safe that 1.7 pick. This is why I came on today. This is why I came on the show, is to talk about like the 1.7. To talk about people drafting right in that range. 1.7. Look how well balanced that team looks. Even though I reached big time, according to everybody, at 1.7, it took Harris. You can self-correct from it. You can reach one time to save the integrity and build of your team. And I got to say, that's a build that I love coming out of this 7 spot. And it's weird because you reach at 7 and your whole team looks better if you pick the right guys after. It's kind of crazy. You bet, Lincoln. Not everybody's appreciative. We got LB in here continuously suggesting that I need to apologize. You gotta be out of your mind. You gotta be out of your mind. Smitty, a guy you like got hurt. I want an apology video. You gotta be crazy, man. Harris, Jefferson, Josh Allen. I'm sick about it, man. JK's one of my favorite players to target, especially when he was in the 3rd round. Like, just absolute gold had he had stayed healthy. JK. Really bummed about it, JK. Really bummed about my boy JK. I don't even know where I own him. I've got to take a look. I've got to own him in at least a handful of leagues because he's been one of my favorite guys to talk up. Okay, so at this point, I got one running back. I think we circle back in round 4 where there's some value at running back. Now, I do like Godwin here, but I have a feeling... I feel like Kareem Hunt would be safe. I feel like Gaskin's kind of crafty, and I feel like Javonte Williams is who I want, but it feels a tad early. I'm going to go safe with Kareem Hunt with this particular build, but I don't know that I would be I don't know that I'd be all that off base by going Javonte there. Gus Edwards to the moon, says Louis. Kittle or Waller, half PPR. Probably go Waller at the moment, bro. Yeah, Silver says, but Smitty, it's your fault he went down. Oh. That's the price you pay, though, doing this. Like, you got to let it roll off. It's fine. I can handle it. It's just funny. Take a lap. Take a lap, Smitty. JK went down. Take a lap. Jacobs over Hunt for me, says Trey. Not me. Trust your gut, bro. But I love Hunt. Hunt is one, just like Marquez Callaway was one call away. Kareem Hunt is a half a call away. What's up, media? Media, I know you drafted JK, my man. Did you get Gus Edwards by chance? Gaskin or Gus Edwards? Oh, that's a good question right there. What's the chat think of that one? Punch it down below, guys. I want to see what you guys think. Let's add up the votes. Gus Edwards or Gaskin. I'm gonna go Gaskin because I still don't know what's gonna happen. We don't even know if JK's out for the year yet. We don't know. He could have a torn, could have meniscus tear. Because you can hyperextend your knee. Yeah, Gaskin, I agree. You can hyperextend your knee and stretch the ACL a little bit, not tear it completely. You could have a slight tear to it. And the pain he felt could have been when he grabbed the back, could have been meniscus. So there's a chance that dude isn't out for the year, but it's not looking likely, is what I would say. So Gus Edwards just went. So this is kind of why we did this, right? Where's Gus Edwards gonna go? He went 5.5. And looking at it, you got Swift, Hawkinson, Gaskin. Before that, you had Herbert, Woods. That feels about right for me. I'm not taking Gus Edwards before Godwin. Mike Davis is a good pick here. I feel pretty good about those running backs. Punting running back 2 till round 4, not round 5. Even if Dobbins is out full season, I still like Gaskin more. Man, Gus the bus to the moon. LB, stop. Okay? You can either be productive around here or you can continue. It's fine, but you choose. This guy will stop. Taylor, Clyde, Kittle, Ayuk, DJ Moore. Interesting. Last Purdue's got Hill, Gibson, A-Rob, Sanders, and Andrews. Smitty, who would you take at 1.6 in a 12-teamer if Zeke's gone? I'm saying it, bro. Maybe I need to change the graphic up here to 6 to 10. I mean, you could go... It depends. So you have... let me see if I don't time out here. You have McCaffrey, Cook, Kamara, Elliott. And you could go... You could go Harris, bro. I mean, it would be early, but my draft was Sunday, and I drafted Dobbins, saved my season. Holmes, what should I do next? You just got to look at it. First of all, make sure Gus isn't available. But what big guns do you have? Ultimate says he doesn't want somebody who can't predict freak injuries. Oh, man. Who do I go here? No Fant. No Noah Fant. That's a pretty good squad. I'm liking it. I'm liking the Harris built. I'm liking the Harris built. Nick says, I really don't want to go through Clyde 2.0 again. You're running the risk of using that example to paint the picture for the next year, the next guy, the next player. But I get it. I get it why you might be there. I like Jerry Jeudy as a number. I like Jerry Jeudy as a number 2. Actually, let's review those teams real quick. Where's that team? Where's that? Why is that mock not showing up? 1 month ago, completed. Oh, completed. Okay, let's review the teams. So I probably say 198 of you in here. Hit the thumbs up, please. Where are we at on the likes? Because I said if we hit 100, we do more mocks. Punch the thumbs up. Let's roll. Man, guys. 184 in here and only 70. Oh, that's good. 74. I'll tell you what, we'll do one more mock here. And if you guys hit 100 likes by the end of that mock, we'll do one more. But I'm appreciative to that 74. Let's roll. Oh, I didn't do the eval again. Okay. Eval real quickly. McCaffrey, Lamb, Carson, Herbert, Hawkinson, Smith. I give it a probably I don't know, top 6-ish, but I don't think that team's coming out as the top dog. Cook, Allen, Mixon, Woods, Henderson, solid. Kamara, AJ Brown, Monty, Julio, solid. Nothing blowing me away so far. Media, hold on, bro. Kamara, Brown, Montgomery, Julio, Swift, Claypool, solid. Elliott, Hopkins, Mahomes, Pitts, Gaskin, Galladay. That might be the front runner so far. Broski. MSK, Henry, Metcalf, Waller, Godwin, Edwards, Carter. Very solid. I like the top 4, bro. Barkley, Kelsey, McLaurin, Williams, Thielen, Harris, Jefferson, Allen, Hunt, Mike Davis, Judy. A lot of even teams. Like, I don't know that anybody's got the number 1 squad, but I put this in this build in the top 4. I know it's my team and all that. Prime says Aaron Jones, Ridley, James Robinson, Cooper Kupp, Deontay, Aaron Rodgers, Taylor, Edwards, Kittle, Ayuk, Moore, Prescott. That's solid. That's got to be one of the better teams, Kyle. Hill, Gibson, A-Rob. Nice. Adams, Eckler, Cooper, Jackson. Pretty solid. Well-rounded. This is a good team right here. Chubb, Diggs, Evans, Murray. I like that. That's really good. I don't think anybody blew anybody away, though. There's no, like, front runner. It was, like, literally a bunch of near tied. I'm going to see what the 2 spot looks like now under the new landscape of things. Dropping the link in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Let me pin it for you guys. There you go. Yeah, Dobbins, I do agree Dobbins might be somebody you want to look to acquire in Dynasty, I suppose, but we got to figure out what injury he suffered and what's going on. You can't change spots, media. It won't let you. Media, I'll try and send you a link to the next mock and give you the 6 spot, bro. Just remind me if I'm forgetting. CeeDee Lamb season, boys. And it sucks, man. I feel for everybody out here that has JK, man. We'll try and get you what you need to survive this, okay? We got you. The Fantasy Football Show has your back. Smitty, you see Eagles got Minshew? Yeah, that was a good trade. That was a good trade by the Eagles. I don't know what that means. I feel like every move that the Eagles have made or not made or talked about making, or the rumors and the news have talked about, it's basically been like a knock to Jalen Hurts' confidence. But I don't think Minshew's gonna compete or anything. But it's like it makes you wonder. Like there's talk about Deshaun Watson. JT probably does climb into the bottom of one now. Kind of has to. Sebastian, I dropped the link. You got to jump in and grab it. J Webb has Gus and also JK, so maybe you'll be okay. I mean, Gus went in the 5th round in our last mock. We'll see where he goes in this one. Player on waivers you would gamble on. I mean, you got to give me a list, Bender, because every league's going to be different. League size is different. '49er Media takes Najee Harris and Jefferson. See, Media, if you take that from the 6th spot, bro, I love it. I love it, bro. That's a great start. It feels safe, too, doesn't it? I mean, if you take Adams instead of Harris, is that different than Jefferson? Not really. Like, I walk out of a lot of drafts being like, damn, I like Jefferson probably as much as Adams. I just don't like to draft him at the same place because you don't need to. I better get prepared. Now, this is interesting how far Clyde fell in this draft. Look at the string of wide receivers that went. But look at all the wide receivers that didn't go in round 1. We just had one. And we had Aaron Jones and Taylor and Mixon going to round 1 and Eckler. So those guys got pulled up. That could happen. That could be your saving grace, I suppose. So at this pick with the scarcity at running back, I'm going to try the Clyde boy Edwards-Helaire pick right here. Go double running back from this 2 spot and see. Mixon at 11 was high. So I can either go Mahomes or Josh Allen. I could go Kittle. Wide receivers, Lamb went, so I'm going to go Josh Allen. Let's see what kind of wide receivers I get on the swing back. Kyle says, love the running back. Seems only possible now at the back half of drafts. That's true. I mean, it's a good place to do it at the 1 pick, the 2 pick, and the 3 pick, and sometimes the 4 pick. You can kind of get away with running back if the right player falls like Clyde. The only reason Clyde fell in this mock, in my opinion, was because we shoved Mixon, Eckler, Chubb, and Taylor and Aaron Jones all into the first round, and that caused a bottleneck of running backs, and then boom, all these wide receivers went. I don't know that that's going to be the case. Smitty, thoughts on Gus Edwards? Yeah, we've been talking about that the whole show, bro. We've been talking about that for like 55 minutes. But in a nutshell, my man, since you're just joining us, we're mock drafting right now to show you where his value is going to go. He went in the 5th round last time. We're going to do one more mock. If we hit 100 likes, we'll do one more mock. We got 174 people in here. 174 people in here, 91 likes. We need 9 more likes, and we'll do another mock. We'll just keep it rolling. Murray's a little early, media, but I don't hate it. It's not bad. I just wonder if you could get Murray or Herbert in 4. But you're trying things out. I like that. You're getting ready for your draft tonight. But, I mean, damn. That's going to be tough. What's up, Alex? Tough news today, bro. Tough news today. Knowledge, you like Mixon. I mean, trust your gut, bro. Don't go off anybody else but your gut. Use people as a guide. Use me as a guide. Use our advice as something to nudge you over the fence. You know, anybody in here, don't let any of us influence you. Roger wants to know if Watson's playing. It's a good question, bro. No one has the answer. I do know that I can't envision the league not doing something. I've heard some things like if the league doesn't follow a certain process, they can't put him on the commissioner exempt list, but I need to look deeper into that. I've had an attorney buddy that broke this down, and he said that the likelihood of Watson playing this year is very low, but these cases have to settle. I don't see, there's a potential, I suppose, where Watson, this thing could get delayed into 2022 in terms of the case. And just nobody touches it. Maybe that happens. I doubt it. You got to ask yourself why Watson hasn't been very active. Well, the team that wants to destroy Watson, the Texans, they clearly want to destroy this man. They're very capable of saying we're not playing him. We're going to deactivate him. Like, the team easily could do that. You know, this is how they feel about him. They'd rather let the whole house burn to the ground than give Watson what he wants. So wouldn't shock me if the team just didn't play him. It wouldn't shock me if they tried to trade him, but it's hard for me to imagine a team trading for him when he's got all this stuff pending. And it's hard for me to imagine the NFL being okay. I like that pick. Javonte Williams is nice. It's a little early, but I like it. I don't hate it at all. Who am I going to take? I got to queue some people up. So I need wide receivers. This is why I don't love going running back. It makes it really, really hard. Right here at wide receiver. I mean, these receivers are all very I'm gonna punt wide receiver and see what happens. I'm just not feeling great about him. I'd rather take Kyle Pitts. Oh boy, I might grab a guy that I normally don't love targeting at all. I could go Deontay. I could go DJ Moore. Adam Thielen isn't horrible here. Galladay's interesting, but still very risky. Ayuk, I still love. I know that people are a little bit worried about him. Who do you guys like here? Good Lord. I still think Ayuk's going to have a big season. I'm going to go Ayuk. He's dropped a couple balls and people are freaking out. They're pretending this guy doesn't have top 15 potential. Yeah, I thought Deontay. I thought about Deontay. There's so many mouths to feed there. I could have gone either way. On that one. Ayuk is a solid number 2. He is my number 1, but the build that I have is unique and accounts for having weak wide receivers, right? Taylor or Kelsey? I'd go Taylor. I don't draft tight ends very early, bro. Ben says, Smitty, I thought you said draft early. I drafted Akers, JJ, and Dobbins at 4 to 6, and they all got hurt. 5K league. Bro, I can't predict what players are going to go down, but you do have the likelihood of all these guys getting hurt in week 1, week 2, week 3. Like, it's not... I do say draft early, but I didn't say draft Akers. I did say draft JK, but you can't control those things, man. That could happen in week 1 or week 2. I do feel bad for you, and we're here to try and help you work through it, bro. So let us know who's on waivers. We'll walk you through it, but you can't avoid all this stuff all the time. You can try and avoid injury where you can and avoid risky players. JK had a lot of risk. I've said that a lot. He had a lot of upside too. He had upside that was worth the risk, and it was. And I doing it all over again. Obviously, you know the answer. You wouldn't do it, but looking back, I don't have regrets about believing in JK at his value. He had really good high upside, and this is a freak injury where a player runs into his leg and tears his ACL. If he tore it, we don't even know for sure what's going on. Ultimate says I need to control injuries. No excuses. Lamar is an injury waiting to happen. Running, yeah, he runs a ton. Lamar is a very big injury risk. I'd say looking at the board, the guys that have the most injury potential. Yeah, Ben, let us know what we can do. I'll try and help you through whatever I can, bro. You know, it sucks. I feel for you. It's probably going to be hard to win that league. Let's just be honest. I mean, those are massive injuries that you got hit with. The 2 injuries, Akers, you know, and JK. It's going to be pretty hard to recover from that. Okay, so we have a Gus Edwards sighting. We'll try our best, Ben. We'll try and get you through it, bro. Gus Edwards, 6.3. I think he went at 5.6 in the first draft. It's pouring in Tucson. I don't think it's raining here, big man. I bet the Ravens wish they kept Ingram. I don't know that Ingram would have done anything. You know, the Ravens could trade for Mostert. Put Sermon on the map. Trade for Mostert. Look at Callaway going way early. Look at Callaway. Looter taking my boy Callaway right from my Kung Fu grip. I don't think I would have taken him at 6.1. I would have waited. But you still took him from me. Now I can't envision, Looter, that I'm going to take him later. You stole him from me, Looter. Do I take T. Higgins or Galladay? Right here. T. Higgins or Galladay? What do you guys think? T. Higgins or Galladay? I'll pick what you guys vote. Higgins? I probably would have got Galladay on the swing back unless MSK is going to grab him. But That wouldn't be a horrible wide receiver stable coming out of a no wide receiver until round 5. You know what I mean? But it's a little tough. Like, you got to ask yourself, if you already got Kamara and you're in this spot, do you need to freak out about running back? When you're drafting in this range, because of how the shortage of running backs, I feel like Harris, you can force Harris here. When you already have your running back 1 in Kamara, maybe wide receiver is the best place here, because I could still get guys like, Mike Davis and Gaskin to fill my running back 2 here and still punt running back 2. I'm not sure this injury changes too much in terms of my punting running back 2 from the 1, the 2, or the 3 overall picks. I think where the J.K. Dobbins injury comes into play is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think that's where you start saying, let's go Najee Harris. Let's take him early. Let's fix the running back problem we're probably going to run into. And then we'll float and coast through round 2. Grab a top flight wide receiver. Still grab it. You have your choice between 1 or 2 wide receivers in the second round in that Najee Harris range, where you're drafting Najee in 7 to 12. In that Najee Harris range, you can grab a wide receiver that still has a very good shot at being the number 1 overall wide receiver in fantasy football 2021. So, all right, let's see if we got 100 likes. 100 likes and we're mocking again. Did literally no one... Oh, 103. We're mocking. We're mock drafting. Media, let me send you the link. There you go, media. Hurry up and accept that. I'm dropping it. Harrison Ridley is a great start, bro. I'm going to snipe you, media. I'm going to put you to the pressure, bro. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here comes the link. Yeah, Gus in round 6, it does make sense. I'm kind of feeling like that's the place. Maybe bottom of 5, but I don't know. There's still good players there. All right, media. What are you going to do? The Rock 101. Who's the Rock taking Derrick Henry? Media, are you going to try the Najee Harris approach? I'm curious to know. He's going Adams. Okay. The link is 2 messages above your message, bro. Smitty didn't evaluate the teams in the mock we just had. I know, Caribbean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to roll through as many mocks as I can. If we get to... How many people we got in here? 191. If we get to 140... Let's see. What are we at? Likes. 140 likes and we'll do another mock. We got 113. So there's 190 of you in here. Just hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Let's get it to freaking 140. We'll mock again. No problem, Austin. You don't have to apologize, bro. Thanks, Yoda. Yeah, I mean, this is crazy news, bro. I was not like I was sitting there with my 2 daughters, like just sitting there, and then I saw What's up, Curry? Where have you been, bro? I was sitting there with my daughters, and then news broke. Actually, media sent me a message and said Dobbins just went down. And I wasn't watching because I watch football all weekend. And I'm like, okay, for this moment in this small preseason game, I'm going to step away. As soon as I step away, bro. As soon as I step away. Immediately, of course, one of the bigger injuries of the year has to happen right then and there. So what do? I stand up. I'm sorry. Your father is off to work. I have been summoned. I've gotten a jury notice to go to fantasy football court. And I said, I will see you all later. And I walked out and I came live. That's the job I have. That's what I'm faced. That's what I've signed up for. 126. We're almost there. Punch the thumbs up, guys. There's like 180 of you in here. Let's hit it and let's mock again. Yeah, sucks, man. JK was so talented too. JK to the moon, man. I have no doubt JK would have dropped top 5 to 10 running back numbers. It sucks. I know everybody wants to say that's why you don't draft early. I get it, and I don't blame some of you for wanting to take that approach. If you're a really conservative type drafter and trader and person, then it makes sense. Like, there's nothing wrong with waiting. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I see advantages that far outweigh the risks, especially if you avoid guys like Mike Thomas and Akers. Those were two very, very injury prone guys, in my opinion. Akers and JK. J.K. Dobbins was a little injury prone too, let's be honest. I mean, we knew that there was that possibility. Okay, I think I'm gonna go A.J. Brown here. I'm not gonna make the mistake of going running back. Not that there's a running back I like there anyway, but like, let's say Clyde was there. Again, this mock draft, like the first one, all the running backs are consumed before you get to 2.8. So I'm gonna take A.J. Brown there. Jakers. I guess we might as well to just be more efficient. We can, when we're referring to Akers and JK getting hurt, we can call them Jakers. But when Jakers went down, both of them, like that JK one was a little more, I guess, shocking to me. Yeah. So I should get my choice of Mahomes or Lamb got timed out. Way to go, Ryan. Ryan times out with Lamb. What are the odds of that? I mean, looking at these wide receivers, I like McLaurin, but the flexibility of going A.J. Brown instead of a running back, like if Clyde were there, this injury to J.K. is not changing my punting running back 2. I'm still punting running back 2 from the 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. I'm still going with Kamara. I'm still going with a locked-in running back in the top 4 because that's the best player available. And I'm going wide receiver. And the wide receivers will most likely fall. Lamb should at least fall, but you'll definitely get like Metcalf, Justin Jefferson most likely, maybe A.J. Brown. And then now I'm balanced. Now I'm really balanced. Kamara, A.J. Brown, Josh Allen. Very, very solid. Deontay says that Lev Bell could be signed by the Ravens. Would not shock me at all, bro. Would not shock me at all. Lev Bell is going to land somewhere. I thought maybe it would have been the Rams. Smitty, I swear as soon as JK went down, you were the first person I thought about. I was like, damn, I know Smitty's hurting right now. And then show you live. Yeah, bro, as soon as it goes down, I try and go live as soon as something like this happens. Because you guys need somewhere to go. And I know some of you want to blame me. like LB in here. I don't know where he went, but you're trying to blame me. Like I'm sorry. I could tell you I'm sorry for you. I didn't cause it. I didn't go cause J.K. Dobbins' injury, bro. And I'm gonna have misses. And you want to call the injury a miss, you can call it what you want. Like, he was a guy I liked. He got hurt. I can't predict the future. I can try and avoid. Should I have had him more on my avoid list? Was he injury prone? Yeah. You know, like, is there some reflection to say, hey, you know, I told you, I mean, you guys have heard me say it. He's very Drake-like, but also very much top 5 running back breakout-like. He felt very Drake-like. I said that number of times. But I still admit that regardless of that feeling of he had the Drake potential to completely disappoint, he still had 6 yards per carry. One of the most efficient running backs in the NFL, top 5. And it's just like, damn. What's up, Reyes? Hey, Smitty, long time no see. Now fantasy season is back. Just checking in and wiping my feet. Attaboy, where you been, Reyes? Where you been? Get back in here more often, all right? No excuse. Here's your lap.
Take a lap. Take a lap.
This is for being absent too long. Everybody needs a lap, Reyes, to get back in the swing of things, so take it as a victory lap. I got Gus on my bench, says Curry, but my running back 2 is Gaskin. Yeah, I mean, Gaskin's going to be fine for you. I actually like Gaskin a tad bit more. You know who's hurting him now? Rapper? Yeah. Probably, bro. Hey, Smitty, are you concerned about CEH? I have some concerns. I'll be honest. I mean, some concerns, not a ton. This is a weird spot. This is a very weird spot. I'm going to time out here. So I'm going to do something. This is a little early. I'm going to do something, but I'm really liking Gaskin right now. I'm starting to feel a little bit better about Gaskin. It felt a little early, but I was running out of time. I was going to go Pitts, but Pitts would have been nice. But I don't mind Gaskin. Gaskin feels like a really sneaky running back too. You know, and in this strategy, I feel like this wouldn't be bad. This is a little early, but running backs are flying off the board. We got to get used to different values for people. We can't just assume Gaskin no longer holds 4.10 value. He was one of the top ranked running backs left on the board. Am I really reaching that much when he was like number 3 or 4 overall to be taken? No. Clearly the ADP suggesting it's not that crazy. I don't mind Gaskin there. I was definitely, like, you could catch a couple videos of mine where I go, you're going to take Gaskin over Josh Allen, and I still obviously feel that way. I took Josh Allen a round above, but I'm starting to like Gaskin more. Nah, you still are guy, Smitty. You're the best. Thank you, Lincoln. Appreciate the super chat too. Smitty don't like anybody giving up more knowledge than him. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Maybe rephrase that. Okay, I'm up again. Oh, man, what do I do here? Mike Davis. I could go Mike Davis. I could go wide receiver. A lot of you guys like Deontay here. Hawkinson's there. I could go there. I could punt wide receiver too and go Mike Davis. Let's see how it feels. It's a very well balanced team. I mean, I'm essentially shifting some of the risk on my wide receiver too, but you know I like Callaway and Mike Thomas as a duo. I might pull the one Callaway move and just have a sneaky good wide receiver too. That's the highest we've seen Gus Edwards go, 5.2. That's very high. Curry says he got Gaskin at 73. Good Lord, bro. Diggs wants to know if JK's done. We don't know, bro. We don't know. We won't know for a little bit. They might confirm that it's a torn ACL, and they might have like when they do the ACL test in the knees, you know, you can basically grab the knee and you pull the top part of the joint forward, and you should have, if you have an ACL, you should have tightness. So when they do that test, they have you bend your knee like this, and then they say relax, and then they pull the bottom part of the knee like that. I said forward, the bottom part. They pull the bottom part of the knee like that, and they shouldn't get much movement at all because the ACL keeps the knee tight. If you tear your ACL and then they pull the bottom part of the knee forward and it slides like that, there's no ACL. So, yeah, drawer test or whatever they call it. it determines whether you've torn your ACL, and they do it as soon as they come out. Like, so they could literally say, pretty confident he tore his ACL. They don't always wait. Sometimes you'll hear people report on it right away. Sometimes you'll hear people say, we're going to wait until the tests come back. We don't want to jump to any conclusions, but you can tell based on that test if the ACL is compromised enough, probably torn in total, or if the ACL tore a little bit, you still have enough movement that even if the ACL is there, it's not serving a purpose because it's torn like that, and then it's just kind of like bending, and has no purpose whatsoever in terms of keeping the knee joint tight. Purpose of ACL is to keep the knee tight and keep the joint tight. Smashing that, not smashing is not the right word, but compressing the meniscus padding in between. Picture it like sponges or something. So you have the meniscus in between on all corners of the knee, and that ACL is super tight. And then basically when you tear that ACL and it drops out of there, this joint is very loose, and you have grinding on that meniscus. You bend down, you pick up a pen you dropped, and you're going like this. Your knee's got those micro movements moving all over the place, grinding down that cartilage. That's why people that don't have ACLs typically need total knee replacements by 50 years old, is because they don't have ACLs and they're just grinding that cartilage down to nothing, and it's bone on bone, and then you need a total knee replacement. So ACL is very, very vital to the integrity of the knee long term, and if you don't have quad strength to support not having an ACL, then you need to get it, replaced. And most of the time when you damage your ACL in a football game at the football level, you're creating all kinds of other injuries too. You rarely ever have a player tear their ACL without damaging the LCL ligament or the MCL ligament or the meniscus, or a couple of both. You don't just tear your ACL, hyperextend, and not pinch meniscus or stretch the LCL or stretch the MCL. You're doing multiple things. Gaudet ain't a horrible wide receiver too. Not to mention, I would dial up my boy Juan Callaway, and I would get his number on speed dial for my wide receiver 2 in this scenario, in the late build. Even earlier knee replacements, probably in the 40s. Yeah, it depends how long you've been without the ACL. Sure. I don't know if you're a doctor, Jake, but yeah, for sure. But there are cases where guys like Garrison Hurst didn't have an ACL. He tore it in high school, didn't know it. Had such good thigh strength. Knees were wrapped in muscle. It was like wearing a freaking ace bandage all the time. Like, that's how tight his knee was. He didn't know he had an ACL tear. He didn't know he completely didn't have one. And maybe over time he still would have had micro movement that would tore his meniscus up, but he didn't have any buckling or support issues with the knee, because Garrison Hurst had monster quads, kind of like Barkley, which is why initially I like Barkley to come back really fast. But when we haven't heard Barkley return to form fully yet, and he's had a lot of time, it's concerning. 12-team league. Sorry, official. I just see your super chat. I've dragged it on the screen and then I forgot. Are you still here, official? Superflex, 12-team, 9th position. Brady, Adams, Diggs, Callaway, Dobbins. Sorry, bro. Javonte Williams, that could be your savior. That could be the pick that brings you back, bro. Pitts, Chark, Matt Ryan as your Superflex quarterback, right? Dylan, fantastic pick. That could bring you back. Pollard could bring you back. Hopefully not, because I don't want Zeke going down too, bro. Gainwell, you listen to me about Gainwell. I've been talking about Gainwell. Gainwell is the real deal as a fantasy football sleeper. We've been pumping him up for months now. Gainwell. Don't sleep on Gainwell. He's going to take Sanders' job somehow. Yeah, Barkley. Jake says Barkley isn't healthy. My brother's friend did rehab at the same PT center. He's overhead. He's being put on the field and not healthy. Bro, I've been speaking about that. Not that we know for sure to confirm Jake's thing. Jake's just, giving his opinion, right? But Jake, I've been speaking to this. I can tell with my eyeballs. Like, he's not ready. His 8 live reps he took the other day, if you watch him, he's very hesitant. Like, I don't know why everyone's riding me on this Barkley stuff. He's a risk. You take Barkley in round 1, you're risking the biscuit, and you don't even need to, because there's other options that are just safer. There's much safer options than Barkley. He's not ready. He's too good of a physical specimen to be struggling this and be this far behind. Something happened. We'll find out about it later. He had a setback. He had a cleanup surgery that we didn't hear about. Something happened, and he should be further along. He shouldn't be timid and barely getting his first run with 8 live reps. Not even getting hit. He's just running through pads. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. There's something wrong, and nobody's listening. Some people are, but I'm mostly getting a lot of pushback on the Barkley stuff. He's not a first rounder. He's just not. He's not safe at all in the first round. So I can only scream it so long, so loud. McCaffrey, Mixon, Waller, Julio, Moore. I don't know about top 3, but it's good. It's very good. I just don't like Mixon. Julio's really early at 4.2. These are just a little early, CJ. Cook, Keenan Allen, Lamb, Pitts, Edwards. I like this team a lot more. Had AJ Brown or Metcalf fallen like just one more little bump at wide receiver, and then I would have liked it if you had gotten Mike Davis or even a Hunt had fallen to you. You know what I mean? Like, that would have made this team pretty darn good, Ryan. Kamara, Brown, Allen, Gaskin, Mike Davis, Golladay. I don't know if I want to put it in the top 3, but I think it's a top 5, top 6 team. It's a good spot to be in. Not all the credit due to my freaking drafting skills. It was half draft slot. The draft slot's great. Elliott, Metcalf, Mahomes, Kupp, Sanders, Carter. Who could you have taken other than Kupp? I'm not hating on Kupp, but man, I feel like wide receiver, that was good. That was a good pick. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there was anybody. That's tough. Would it be better to go Gaskin there? Would it be better to take in? I don't know. Not really. You did good given how things fell. I think typically you're going to see better players fall to 4.9 to 5.4. So if you draft that good at the top, Elliott, Metcalf, Mahomes, you're going to have a really good team. That's still top 6. Top 6 team. Smitty, the dono is covering the team. Dried Ocean. Let me see. Did you super chat? Did I miss it, bro? I don't see it. Henry, Jefferson, McLaurin, Herbert, Hawkinson, Jacobs. That's really good. Top 5. Media, you better not disappoint me. Adams, Clyde, Evans, Javonte, A-Rod, Goddard. I like it. Top 6, bro. Oh, official. Yeah, I do like official's team. Oh, I'm covering the screen. I got you. Official, I like it. Are you still here? My bad. Smooth Criminal, thank you. Thank you, Ocean, for telling me. What are you talking about? Harris, Ridley. Oh, so media, I like this. Top 5 team. Harris, Ridley, Kittle, Woods, Wilson, Claypool. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, everybody. Official, I like it, bro. I like it. Maybe try and upgrade Matt Ryan a little bit. Hill, Hopkins, Carson, Jackson, Higgins. Not a huge fan of that. God, every time I see your name now, bro, I'm just a little bit down. I'm sorry, Gaskin, Dobbins. I can't look at you. It just makes me sad. Makes me sad, bro. Are you gonna keep the name just in tribute? If so, I gotta get over it. Do we have confirmation by Schefter? Let's go to Adam Schefter. God, that's a bummer. I don't see the confirmation by Schefter yet. Yeah, I don't see the confirmation yet. Why are you trying to lie and blow smoke, bro? When we're talking about something this big, Louis, that's how you can get kicked, bro. Because you gotta be careful with injuries. We don't play around with stuff like that. Hill, Hopkins, Carson, Jackson, not bad. Chubb, Kelsey, A-Rob, Swift, Henderson, Aaron Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Cooper, Diggs, Eckler, Godwin, Hunt, Prescott. These are all very even teams, man. This team's pretty good considering. I just don't like Barkley there, man. I'd much rather you grabbed I even like Taylor and Eckler better there. I may have gone Ridley, Gibson, Monty. I don't know. That's a tough spot, Looter. All right, do we have 140 likes? Hopefully, guys, maybe this is why I put a question mark here. Torn ACL? Question mark? We don't know. We don't know anything for certain. It just looks that looks like a torn ACL. It looks like a torn ACL. He certainly behaved like it. It certainly wasn't something. It could be, meniscus can be very, very painful. Another thing that could be very painful is an MCL, but he wasn't reaching for his MCL. He's reaching to the right side where his LCL and the back of his knee where his ACL was, or where his ACL pain would be. And the pain would be swelling. So you have like this weird, like sharp pain in the back. Mr. B says his mom just dropped JK because of Lou. That's why you got to be careful, bro. Check Rappaport 20, maybe not. He didn't walk off on his own power, JJ, which is definitely a key component. But shows torn ACL, says Jake. We'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be torn ACL, but we'll see. Okay, one more mock draft if we have enough likes. How many likes do we got? How many people are in the room? 161. Okay, punch the thumbs up, please. And we have, let me minimize this and go back. I believe we have 140, right? 136. We need 4 more likes to mock draft. Injuries do suck, bottom line. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that. Great work, Smitty. Hit the like, peeps. Thank you. Jets say it's a 3-headed monster. Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be. Gus, we've had Gus go in round 5, 6, and 4, or 5. 5, 6, and 5. I forget. We've done 3 mocks so far. All right, new mock draft. Here we go. I'm grabbing the 1 this time. Here comes the link. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Boom. Sorry, media. I just saw your message. Get in, media. Get in. You got in. Look at that. Media doesn't even get the link. He still gets in. Punches it. Attaboy, media. You speed demon. You got that U of A Wi-Fi, bro. U of A Wi-Fi is tearing it up. Okay, let's start it up. Thank you. It's nice seeing McCaffrey on my team for a change. Harris steal the draft. That's Frank. Frank, that's right, Frank. Frank speaking facts right here. 1.7 is my new Najee. Look at this man. This man knows what he's talking about. Frank. Frank the Tank. Jordan got in at the 4. Almost done, girls. Yeah, right. I heard a yeah, right. But I disappoint everybody in this household. Oh my God, this sucks, man. I don't want to be on today talking about an injury like this. This was not my plan of attack for tonight. I am not excited about this. This does not make me feel good. This is horrible, horrible, horrible news. On a positive note, we hit 7,500. 7,500 subscribers just now. So thank you all for subscribing. Welcome to the people that are new. Let me just update this. Oh my God, this sucks, man. This blows. News show. Do I have an injury category? They were dumb to play Dobbins right now. I agree. It's so disappointing when teams overutilize guys in the preseason. It really sucks. It really sucks. Okay, I'm going to start pre-ranking here. Get my boys in the queue. Get my boys in the queue. Man, so bummed. So bummed. So I got awesome choices here. So AJ Brown went, but I'm not going to fret because I can still go with my boy CeeDee Lamb. I believe Lamb is still there. Yes, he is. So we'll go CeeDee Lamb. Then because I don't like these running back options at this value, because I like Keenan Allen here, but I don't love Keenan Allen here. I like Kittle a little bit here, but it's Josh Allen. I'm not afraid to balance out this team. Amazing start. Always love starting a draft like this. I think Josh Allen throws for 45 plus TDs in 2021. Give me Josh Allen. Give me Lamb, top 5 wide receiver number. Sneaky good wide receiver in 2021. He's not so sneaky anymore, but he's still, you call him top 5, people get all crazy. Like, what? So he's still undervalued, in my opinion. He's still undervalued. Even at 24 overall, I think CeeDee Lamb's still undervalued. McCaffrey, I love that start. I love the 1.1 pick. You have such a huge advantage with the 1.1 pick. When people ask me, Smitty, what pick should I pick out of all the picks? I'm actually so shocked when people say, what pick? It's 1. It's always 1. You get the highest third rounder. The third rounder is the most important part of it. Not to mention you get McCaffrey. McCaffrey's such a big difference, but the 3.1 is such a big deal. And Allen, yes, Allen's my number 1 over Mahomes. I like both of them. I love Mahomes. I love Allen, but Allen to me is going to throw for 45 plus TDs with an extra game in 2021. Frank, we were on the same page until you made this comment, Frank. You and I have been broskies. We will remain broskies. But you have to take a lap on this comment right here, Frank. Still my boy, Frank. Frank the Tank. You just got a little hot on that one. Pass on McCaffrey. Frank. Oh, did Frank step away? Is this Frank's mother that took control of his phone? Frank, we were on the same page just a second ago. Now you're saying pass on McCaffrey? Well, who would you take at 1, Frank? Come on. Mrs. Driscoll. Mrs. Driscoll, please put Frank's phone down while he's dropping an upper decker in the guest bathroom. Please give Frank the phone back so that Frank and I can have a conversation and be on the same page. Frank, I'm worried about you, Frank. Miss Driscoll, put the phone down. Miss Driscoll's trying to reorder some Charmin toilet paper and is pressing buttons on Frank's phone. Accidentally pressed avoid McCaffrey. Miss Driscoll. Goodness gracious, man. Frank, you're still my boy, Frank. Frank the Tank. You got Lincoln rolling. All right, I better pre-mock here. Okay, I'm liking some dudes here. I'm liking it. There's Gus. There's Gus the Bus. I'm very, very even and well-rounded with my McCaffrey, Lamb, and Allen. I can go any direction I please. The ball's in my court. The ball's in my court, and I've pre-ranked several guys that I like. Hey, real quickly, 1566, you shouldn't have taken Russell Wilson there. That was a huge, huge mistake. Both Pat and I already have quarterbacks. We would not have taken a quarterback, so we might snipe your pick right now. You should have waited on Russell Wilson. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt and Myles Gaskin. Myles Gaskin. Keep your eyes peeled there, 1566. Don't let that happen in a real draft. Media with the Swift at 3.6. Okay. Frank is coming out with the aggression today. Look at Frank. Frank and I are back on the same page. Frank's back. Hey Frank, how was the deuce? By the way, your mom grabbed your phone while you were in the can, bro. You were dropping that upper decker. I'm glad you're back. I can see we're realigned. Tell your mom you gotta lock your phone, bro. Your mom's was out of control, bro. Ruining your reputation, bro. Miss Driscoll came in here dropping deuces while you were dropping a deuce. Messing with Frank Driscoll's reputation. Pat's fan has strongest team by far. The Pats have the strongest team by far? Oh, Pat's team. I was like, Patriots fan. I thought he meant. Pat's got Kamara, Brown, Mahomes, Sanders, Henderson. I mean, Pat and I have the exact same team, just slightly different players, bro. What are you saying, Miss Driscoll? Because I know you're back. I know your son went to go get a soda pop. Media probably won't be, bro. I've been helping people draft all day that have ordered draft calls, and my family will literally pack my things and put it. Otherwise, I would, bro. I mean, you can send me a DM and I'll try to get back to you, but like I certainly cannot sit through another draft. I've done that all morning. I've done it since I woke up bright and early, bro. AJ Dillon or Callaway? AJ Dillon. You're taking AJ Dillon before you take Callaway, but I still want you to have both, bro. I want you to own both. This just sucks, man. I feel like this is a nightmare. I'll try media. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to try. I'll look at my phone. I just can't be sitting there. I'll look at it. We can jump on a quick video call at the end of this live if you want, but I don't know that I'll be able to look at my phone at all, bro. I've been in here doing this when I wasn't supposed to be, but injury strikes. I got to work. I got to do my job. I did my job, and then I got to return later tonight. It's Saturday night. We're doing our Saturday night live. Don't think this is taken away from that. We mock draft at night. We mock draft. I know you got your draft tonight, though, but we're mock drafting tonight. We're doing a bunch of football tonight. Get ready. That's still happening. Oh, I might be in a draft right now. Crap, I might be in a draft right now. I gotta pull it up. Hold on. I forgot I had a draft. It's like a charity one. Jamar Chase, we'll go Judy. Okay. McCaffrey, Lamb, Judy at wide receiver. McCaffrey, Hunt, Gaskin, Josh Allen. I think it's top 5. Pat and I have very similar teams. It just comes down to Sanders versus Hunt. Josh Allen and Mahomes, you could wash. Lamb and Brown, you could wash. Kamara and McCaffrey, you could wash if you wanted to, if you're Miss Driscoll. But I like McCaffrey more. So it comes down to Hunt versus Sanders. Give me Hunt. Gaskin versus Henderson. It's arguable, but give me Hunt. 1566. I like your picks, bro. It's a very well-rounded team. Top 5, bro. J-Man. Roberts. Elliott. Clyde, Kittle, Woods, Thielen, Galladay. It's an interesting start, but I don't like where it puts you at wide receiver, but it's still very good. You're still like right in the middle, top 6 maybe. Henry, Kelsey, Mixon, Cup. Don't like the way the wide receivers end up for you, bro. Najee, Metcalf, Swift, Ayuk, Hawkinson, Tannehill. Where could you have gone instead of Swift, bro? McLaurin, maybe. I mean, he's not horrible here. You could have got. I don't know that I take him this high. I don't hate the team media, but I don't think that's winning it. Let me just put it that way. Eckler, Jefferson, McLaurin, Pitts. Solid. Not winning it, though. Chubb, Hopkins, A-Rob, Javonte, Lamar. Solid, but not winning the biscuit, bro. It's not winning the chip. Adams, Barkley, Monty, Evans, Herbert, Carter. Very solid team. Barkley falling is a better value, but I still don't feel like he's healthy, and I think everyone's going to realize that. A few of you in here, I think, know what time it is on that. I think it was Jake. He's not healthy. He's not ready. He's not ready. He could get there, but he's not ready. He's not. But this team's still very good. I'm going to say you're in the top 5. Because once Barkley does get back, if he doesn't get hurt or suffer a torn hamstring because he's not ready, because you overcompensate, it could be top 5 if that happens. Aaron Jones, Gibson, Cooper, J-Rob, Lockett. Very understated team. Diggs, Ridley, Godwin, Murray, Edwards, Sermon. Started off pretty cool, but you didn't need Godwin there, bro. You could have went, who's a running back? I guess it ran dry, bro. I don't know. That's why you can't do the wide receiver right now. With the running backs, the landscape of the running backs, bro, you can't do this. From the 11 pick, you cannot take wide receiver, especially wide receiver. But you got to go running back. You needed to go Gibson or Clyde there. Gibson was sitting there. If you would have went Diggs, and I know you're trying this out, you're mock drafting. That's why you're doing it. This is a good lesson, bro. But if you would have went Diggs, Gibson, and then, you could have still gone Godwin, I suppose. That would have been a much different team. much different team. It's good you did this though, but don't do that in a draft. Taylor, Hill, Carson, Julio. I just don't like Carson and Julio back to back like that, but you're not winning it all, bro. Who's winning it all? I don't know. This team started off on fire, but the wide receivers fell flat. This started off great after the first 2 picks, then it just didn't fall your way. It wasn't really your fault, media. This team is very quietly understated. I kind of like it as one of the quiet underdogs right now. This team's quietly a good team. I'm not going to lie. My team and this team are really, really good. And then maybe this team, 1566, is the leader, even over mine, maybe? Let's see. Cook, McCaffrey, I got him. Lamb and Keenan Allen, I got him in my opinion. He crushes me at tight end, though, but I would have got someone good like Logan Thomas. I wouldn't have been too far behind on tight end. Let's just say we wash it, or no, we're talking about this team. I crush him at quarterback. And then doesn't have a second wide receiver yet, so Duty's looking pretty good over his second wide receiver, I would say. Hunt and Gaskin. Hunt and Davis are pretty even. Edmonds versus Gaskin, give me Gaskin, but I know some people might like Edmonds, so I like my team, this team, and then we had a couple really decent teams, so not too bad, not too bad. That is going to do it for this show. I appreciate everybody that's in here. How many people we got in here? 142 people. Hit the thumbs up on your way out the door. I appreciate all of you. Very, very sorry for all of you that have J.K. Dobbins. I have him in a couple leagues, and it sucks. It sucks really, really bad. We got to adapt and adjust. This is why you play in multiple leagues. And hey, if you're looking like, dang, man, I don't know what to do, you can get on over to, that was like an old ADP rank or something. Get on over to smitty1.com right here and click on this fantasy underdog banner and deposit $10. You get a free phone call from me, $25 bonus cash. And this is a way to kind of, I don't want to say fix some of the feelings you got if JK goes down or another player goes down and one of your teams goes out. You can do a best ball draft where your best lineup gets set for you. There's no lineups. You don't have to worry about, not another league. I can't do another league. I want to do another league, but I can't do another league. You don't need to, because if you draft once, it's one and done. It sets your optimal lineup for you. There's no waivers. There's no ad drops. There's no lineups. There's nothing. You just check in and see how you did. It puts in the right players. You take Trey Lance and Mahomes, and it's a 1 QB. If Trey Lance outscores Mahomes, he starts for you. And it may seem like, I don't want to play that way. Once you do it, you never want to stop. So go to smitty1.com, click on this banner. If you venture over there without clicking on the banner, then you won't load the promo code SMITTY. So make sure you enter promo code SMITTY to get your $25 bonus cash. And to get your phone call from me, just send me a screenshot that you did it. I will dial you up and we'll talk. We'll go over all of this injury stuff, whatever you want. Subscribe if you're new. We just hit 7,500 followers while we were on this show. So congratulations to everybody in here. You guys make the show. All of you. Even Bob from accounting. Bob, that's for you, bro. 7,500 followers, Bob. I appreciate you telling everybody in the elevator when you go to take your TPS reports from level 4 to floor 7. Every time you do it, you tell everybody about the show, and because of that, Bob, I respect you. Bob, you're my man. Miss Driscoll, I appreciate you kind of watching on behalf of your son. Fill him in on what happened, please. J.K. Dobbins, we don't know if he's out for the year yet. Question mark is right here because we don't know. Looks like a torn ACL, feels like a torn ACL, smells like a torn ACL. Unfortunately, it probably will be a torn ACL. We don't know for sure. You can bet that I will definitely 7,500. What'd I say? 7.5K. Anyway, I don't know what I said. Whatever, media. What'd I say? 75,000? I wish I had 75,000. We will. We'll get there. Don't worry. 7,500. Oh. Hold on. 7,500. 7,500. Here we go. 7,500. Boom. 7.5. 7.5. Frank, you sit on the throne of... What'd you say? I follow all of your advice. Frank, I may get kicked out of my league for being trash. Ben's not liking some of the... It's not Frank, it's his mom. Miss Driscoll's first year playing fantasy, bro. Cut her some slack. Frank, I do appreciate you, though. Just so you know. I ate too many brownies. Bro, what did I say? 75,000? We hit 7.5k followers on YouTube. On YouTube. As mom would say. As my mother would say. Is that a lot of followers on YouTube? YouTube? My son is on the YouTube. You know how hard it is to explain what you do to somebody when they don't understand YouTube, and you're like, your mother tries to tell a neighbor or someone at the grocery store what her son does for a living. My son does the YouTube. I tell him to get a job. I tell him, what if football doesn't happen? Megaphone. What if football doesn't happen? You ever think of that, son? On the YouTube? All right. If you guys missed it, the Door League has been moved to not this Sunday, tomorrow, the next Sunday, the 5th of September at 5 p.m. Eastern. So September 5 at 5. September 5 at 5 Eastern. And I'm waiting on a bunch of you to confirm your spots. And I don't know what to tell you. Let me see if I can find the names of the people that I'm waiting to hear from. But you need to get a hold of me ASAP. Let's see if I can get them listed up here. Got all these messages from Frank that I'm scrolling through. Thanks, Frank. Thanks for making this very easy for me. Oh, Frank. So, Door League 1 is Sunday. And that is a full league. Trying to find the other. Oh, here we go. These people are missing. We're giving away Spock's spot. We already did give Spock's spot away. Thank you, Spock. I appreciate you, Spock. So we can take Spock out. So everyone, Aloha, Order, Chase, A, Salinas, and Velez, please message me ASAP. Right now, bro. Message me right now. Door League 2. Where's my graphic for Door League 2? Spots are open for Door League 2, but I don't know where my graphic is for Door League 2. Son of a B. Door League 2, we're drafting on. Both drafts are September 5th, 5 p.m. Eastern. All right. Sucks, guys. J.K. Dobbins, man. Last thing I'll say on J.K. before everybody leaves. I know people are like, dang, Smitty, I thought you were leaving. Is this right here. I don't need to erase it. This actually is what I wanted to do. So, again, Najee Harris is now my favorite 7 to 10 overall player. As you can see, Najee Harris is my favorite 7 to 10 overall player. Because if you grab him here, you're going to have your choice of these wide receiver, one or two of these wide receivers in your second round pick. But however, if you go Adams here instead of Harris, you're going to run into a problem to where you're most likely not going to see in this range right here. You're not going to see any of these running backs, and that's going to leave you high and dry. Take a little bit of a reachy poo on Najee Harris and reap the rewards down in this range right here, where you can grab one of these players: Diggs, Ridley, JJ. That's Justin Jefferson, not Julio Jones. AJ Brown and DK Metcalf, if you know what I'm saying. Just got Gus for Carter. I mean, I could see that going either way. I don't know that that's a LOL, Blake, but it's definitely like, you know, if you had JK, you needed to do that, right? But I guess you didn't need to, but it seems like you probably you could wait on Carter in another scenario, but you can't wait on Carter if you had JK, so it makes a lot of sense to have done that. I am out of here. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching the Fantasy Football Show. I wish we could have met on better terms. We're going live tonight to mock draft. Make sure you have notifications turned on. Tonight, Saturday night, late night, probably around midnight to 1 a.m. Eastern, we will be live. I appreciate all you. Peace out.